FC is hard as hell. United, Tottenham, Arsenal. Watch my lips, and I will spell. Cause they don't just play, but they can rap as well. Liverpool FC.
My idea was to go Liverpool into
Let's go. Okay, welcome to another episode of the Anfield South podcast. And as you can see, we've got some new digs. This is our new home, guys. I hope you are going to enjoy the background. Big up to you, Sam, for working hard on the background. I know you put in the work. But yes, we're back again. And you can see, we've gone down on the numbers, but we're going to keep the quality high. So to my left, you get me?
It's Mr. Hills, enjoying a new set, looking to make things happen. Let's go.
Good. And to my right?
JR back in the building. It's been a minute, but I'm back.
Yeah, boy.
Hey.
So here we are, man. Let's get into it, man. Game yesterday was, we were away. I was going to say Liverpool-Norwich. We were away. Norwich-Liverpool. Score was 1-0. Quite a tough game, don't you think, Chris?
Yeah, but the thing is, anytime we have a break of any significant period, it's kind of the performance I expect. I don't think we were that bad. Credit to Norwich. I think they had a goal, and I think the last time we lost the game it was during windy conditions, as Klopp mentioned. So
I think that's Klopp's. That's the worst moment Klopp's had.
100%.
We drew, innit? We drew. The Everton one was a
Did we draw or did we lose?
It was a draw.
Was it a draw?
Everton.
Yeah.
So I think the result was okay. The performance was okay. We got the job done, man. It's what we do.
Yeah.
Super sub Sadio.
My guy.
I think that's the headline, isn't it?
Oh, what was more to be expected when you came on? The game would change. The fear, you just saw the fear straight away. You saw the fear straight away.
Yeah.
And the other players in our team, I don't know, they just felt like, you know what? We felt as fans. I felt as fans. Something's going to happen now because it was just pondering along. So something needed to change.
I think in the first half we looked to go long too early. I think we bypassed the midfield too quickly, and we looked to go for that long pass too quickly because we had the wind on our side. And I don't know about you guys, but that quite annoyed me. That I wanted us to try and play through the lines a bit more, but like before trying to hit that long diag, because I mean Salah's good at running in behind, but he's not really getting much joy like that at the minute, in my opinion. So I'd much prefer us to work it through the lines and then, play a slide rule pass, which is why I was quite excited to see your guy, Naby, in the starting lineup.
I don't know what's wrong with the guy, man. I think he's genuinely our most talented midfielder. He's basically a bit too reserved. He's sitting back and waiting for others to maybe do a job where he's wearing Gerrard's shirt. You need to channel that in Gerrard and just take control of the game, because he's our best dribbler in our team. The guy's you see footage of him. The guy's ridiculous, but I'm starting to wonder if he's going to make it, and I'm a big fan of him. But I'm starting to wonder if he's going to make it because he's too passive for me.
He plays within himself, doesn't he?
100%. That's his problem.
To take that handbrake off, man.
It's
just go for it. But you know what? When he does get the ball, he does look forward though. That's one thing. Yeah. He is trying to play positive. We just need to let that handbrake off and just I think he needs to have that mentality. If you do make a pass and it gets intercepted or it's a bad pass, don't worry about it. Just keep trying that pass.
Well, that's the thing, because a few people in the WhatsApp group were saying that his passing weren't great, or his through balls weren't great. He's more likely to have them passes cut out because he's the only one trying them.
Yeah. No, I have to say, I was one of the people that was saying that, yeah. And the reason why I was saying that is because the weight of his pass wasn't good enough.
No, I get that.
Not the fact that he was trying it and got intercepted, but there was one straight after the goal where Salah was through and he saw Salah.
Yeah.
And he tried to play it through and it literally just hit the Norwich defender, and there was no power in the pass.
There's no IQ.
Yeah. Hey, shots fired.
I'm just saying.
You can't use the terminology.
I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying.
The IQ was there, man, but you need IQ and heart. You know what I mean? It's a combination. I still thought, it's a step-by-step process. We give them an IQ first, and then we apply the heart to that. We concoct them something.
It could have been the conditions, innit?
Yeah.
It could have been the conditions.
Probably blew
windy.
Well, the state of his hair, I think the wind didn't.
What was that about? He had some mad.
No, to be fair, his hair's going like mayonnaise, bruv.
Listen, Sadio, Verge, Trent, anyone, even Hendo, anyone of you, man, please can you just hook Naby up with your barber because he needs a trim? Yeah, I think if you have a trim, you feel better in yourself and you play better.
It's
Does
something
his,
about
does his trim reflect his play at the moment? Though?
Wow, do you know what?
Samson effect, isn't it?
Yeah, there you go. No, honestly, I respect his bravery and his attempts to try and, carry the ball and play that pass. But I just think there needs to be more end product. And I think, as brother Ryan would like to say, he wants to see him play more than just 10, 15 minutes here and there. I mean, he got the most. Did he get subbed off? I can't remember. He played the whole game. He got the whole game with some good minutes.
Quite late on, though, isn't it?
Yeah. He got some good minutes under his belt yesterday, but we need to see it more often.
His problem is that, as I said, I've said, is that he can't stay fit long enough to have that run. I think he's played about 6 games.
He's like
in a row.
He's taking the mantle of Sturridge.
Yeah, he has taken
in terms of durability.
Yeah, he
I
has
think
taken
his word is worse than Sturridge because Sturridge, you knew that he was going to be out for a time. Naby, he's like fit for 3 games, then he's injured for 2, then he's fit. It's jarring, you know what I mean? If he was going to be out, I didn't know that I want him to get injured or whatnot, but the guy, he needs to basically comes down to he needs to show improvement. He just needs to come out there and be the boss. Stop like.
Sorry to cut you. So in terms of from last season to now, has he progressed for you?
No, because he's been injured and he hasn't been able. He's shown pockets, so he's had a couple of games where, like about 4 or 5 games, and he started to score a few goals and have assists and stuff. But as soon as he's on the cusp of like pushing through, injured. Do you know what I mean? So that was a mad.
I love the sensation.
No, that was madness.
It was every time that you think, like you said, he's like getting a head of steam. The ball starts rolling for him. Injured, then he just falls back again.
I thought that was a piss take when somebody said he got injured in warm-up. Seriously,
I thought it was a joke as well. And then he didn't start. I can't remember what game it was. He didn't start.
Listen,
I was like, this is crazy.
I think it was the club championship, wasn't it? Around that time, December.
Yeah, everybody's rooting for him to do well.
Yeah,
I think
definitely.
we all see what Klopp saw in him when we bought him. But I think we just need to see it more often now, especially as the way the season's going and we're looking like champions. We need to kick on next season.
One game at a time, please.
It's gonna. I said we're looking like
that's
champions.
what I'm just saying.
I'm saying next season is gonna be.
Listen, I'm the worst when it comes to stuff like that. I'm telling you right now, people, this is done. If we don't win this, I'm done.
Fair enough.
With football, with sport, with this country, I'm leaving, man. I'm
going to Mars. Go to Mars, bro.
But what I'm saying is, we need him to kick on for next season because we're gonna have to obviously improve the bars.
We do, but the one thing you do know is that Klopp doesn't give up on players. I mean, I don't know if you want to call it arrogance or just confidence, but I think he believes in his ability to coach a guy for it. So. And you hear the players talk about him in training. He's one of these guys that.
Oh, well, I don't think it's a training issue. I don't think it's a.
No. What I mean is they talk about how good he is in training.
No. I don't. That's not in doubt, and I don't think it's got anything to do with Klopp and having to train him. It's just him getting fit. You can't train someone to coach someone to be fit. That's their body, isn't it? Their body has to cope with the demands.
But what was his game record like at Leipzig?
It was brilliant. He was brilliant. He never used to get injured.
So what has changed? Like what they must look at this.
I think it's the regime.
Maybe it's the weather.
It's pretty much the same though, Germany. Is it? Not, Germany,
but they get a lot more warmer weather.
Yeah, they get proper seasons.
But I think it's the demands. I think it's the demands of the
mentally.
League. No, physically.
Okay.
The demands of the league and the demands of the training that Klopp sets out. I think it's a bit too much for him.
Yeah, but like 2 years later, you like remember when Klopp first come and then like everyone didn't really have the minerals and hamstrings were going every week. They kind of got up to speed now. Yeah, they got up to speed. Took a little while, but he's like 2 years deep now. You know, and he's still the same things are happening. So they need to. What is the problem? Obviously, if he knew, he wouldn't be as injured all the time. But
of course,
what is it?
It seems to be muscle injury. So I mean, I'm no doctor. I don't know what
muscles is more when you're stretching and
it just
like I said, if you're running long distances and hard and your sharp turns, and stuff like, you're gonna get muscle
it just feels a bit feeble for me. Like all the injuries, he's hurt his belly.
Little
comes
niggas.
off.
It's not for real.
His belly
for real. Because they don't seem to be like
big.
Just like little niggly thing where you think, come on, man.
Play through that, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, number 8 on.
Look at Robertson. He's playing through the pain, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's a shining example of
Was he injured?
No, I don't think it's an.
He's had an ankle issue.
I'm not sure what the issue actually is, but he's playing through pain at the moment. So you wouldn't even know if that.
I think he's gonna. He probably have surgery at the end of the year, but I think it's an ankle. If I'm somebody might want to correct me on that. But
That's the point is he's an example of what we need our players to be. We need Naby to be. We need him to sometimes just roll up your sleeves and get on with it. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, enough for Naby. Obviously, like I said, Super Sadio comes on, scores the goal, and again, another shout out to my brethren Jordan Henderson with those the weird side Pirlo, as we like.
You
to
know
call
that,
him,
mate, bro.
with those Gerrard-esque passes.
It was beautiful.
But I got to say, it was a good pass. But I think Mane made the pass even better with the way.
Mane's touch, his swivel, and his shot was just
next level,
out of this
He
world.
knew he was going to do that. He knew.
I couldn't believe he scored when he took it down. I was thinking, right, that's in the back of the net. Shit.
But it's the way he took it down and swiveled. It's the way he knew where the ball was when he took the touch. Because it didn't look like he was in full control of that ball. But he knew what he was doing. He took it down and swiveled. And
Great
that
balance.
left foot of his, I mean, he's not even left-footed.
I know he hits it.
The balance was crazy. His balance was amazing. What an athlete. Hella fast switch fibers in his body. Hella.
But the thing is, as soon as he came on, you could see that Norwich back line just dropped at like number 5.
I don't think that was due to just Sadio. I think that was more us as a team. If you listen to what Klopp was saying, we pushed up higher up the pitch and we started to win the ball higher up the pitch. So we started to dominate and play football. But I think the changes he made with Fabinho coming in at the 6
definitely.
and Hendo in the half 8 made the difference as well.
But that's the thing I like about his subs. Where I like Fabinho when he plays in the 6 because I think he's slightly braver than Hendo or Wijnaldum in playing those balls between the lines. I think as soon as he comes and he turns, he looks up straight away and he's sliding the ball through. Hendo that pings the ball over the top really well.
Yeah. But those are the different attributes.
Exactly.
So
So
And Ox is definitely wasted on the left.
Yeah,
the top left.
He I think Ox in the front 3, he struggles a little bit.
Can I just say something a bit controversial about Ox?
Go on, man.
And it's difficult because he's scoring goals. I don't think he's been playing well for a while. I think his play in game is not been great. He's scoring goals, so
I don't think that's controversial because I'd agree with you.
I just think because he's scoring goals, it kind of what are you going to say? He scored a goal? Do you know what I mean? But I don't think his general play has been that.
Would you rather him play well but not score, or not score and not be playing so well?
Well, we're winning, so it's hard to do.
That's a hard question.
It's a hard
That's
question,
a
but
decent question.
but I'm just talking. No, you got to answer it.
Yeah.
You got to answer the
Answer it.
question.
Come on.
You got to answer it.
I suppose. Well, us winning is not dependent on his goals, so I want him to play well.
Fair
So
enough.
somebody else will step up.
What about yourself?
It's a tough one. Obviously, goals can paper over certain cracks, but I think if you play well, the whole team unit will benefit from you playing well.
Yeah.
You know, so I'd rather him play well and put a shift in like he was doing before his injury. But I think for me, he's still finding his feet back from injury. Remember, he'd done his ankle in the World Cup Championship as well, so he was like really getting up to that level. I thought
point,
before
actually,
that. I think for me, he's still getting up to the level that he was before.
He hasn't been terrible. It's just
no. He hasn't been terrible.
He just hasn't set the world alight.
Yeah, he's like, but he bangs in at the odd goal, so you know what I mean.
He's been a 5-6.
Yeah,
pretty much most of the time.
I'll take a 5-6 in the goal, mate. I'll take that.
Yeah, I suppose.
Goals win prizes. that's how I'm seeing it. Do you know what I mean? You got time to play well in it, like do well in training, whatever. But for me, if he's not playing so well, but he's scoring goals, do you know what I mean? Because you look, for me, Salah's the opposite. Salah's playing well, but he's not scoring as much.
See, I think Salah's form is patchy though. I think there's games where he's like brilliant, and then there's other games where he's almost like half to half.
Over what period though? Because he's got player of the month for January though.
I think the entire season, I think his form has been in and out. So he's had games where he's just, the ball's been bouncing off him and he might have managed to score, but he's not been electric Salah. Do you know what I mean? And somebody posed a question yesterday in the group and they're talking about the criticism Salah gets. Once you hit a 40-plus season, do you know what I mean? You have a 40-goal season, people are going to be expecting you to hit that every time. It might be harsh.
So what did you expect for him when he first came? Because that's what we should really be looking at.
See, I had no expectations
I don't know.
of Salah.
I don't
when
think
he first came in, I had no expectations of Salah because I didn't watch him out in Roma. So, and even if I did watch,
I knew he was
Italian
good.
football. Hold on, sorry. Italian football is not the Premier League. So someone could tell me he's in Italian league. He scored 100 goals. I'd be like, okay, great, but let's see what he does when he comes
Like
here.
the hot Dutch league, innit?
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
man.
So I had no expectations. So I was pleasantly surprised.
I felt about 15 to 20 all comps.
Is that
for
what you
me.
thought?
That's what when we signed him, I was gassed.
Yeah.
Like seriously, everyone and people tried to banter us when we signed him. You know,
Yeah, because he flopped at
Because
Chelsea.
he flopped at Chelsea.
I knew he was. I knew he was a good player. I just didn't know how he would adapt to this league.
See, that's the problem with
Yeah,
every player. Though. Every player you bring.
But the reason I had a bit of confidence because he's played here before. That's the only thing. Like I said, yeah, he's probably gone away. He's grown up a bit, matured a bit, realised where he could have maybe improved when he was at Chelsea. Because when I saw some footage of him at Chelsea, I was like, "What are you doing, bro?" He was doing a madness.
And when he was at Bars, he was just seriously next level. He was doing madness over there. But it was one of them things there where it was a smaller team and he had the freedom to do what he wanted to do. Had a little bit of a bad period at Chelsea, not because of anything he did, to be honest with you, it's because they bought him. Let's face it, they bought him because they knew that we were interested.
Yeah, 100%.
They were just buying players.
C blocks, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
C blocks, bro.
What do you make of Salah's performance against Norwich?
Boy,
Man, them started to scratch their heads. Boy.
I think, to be honest, I saw more the second half than first half. And second half, his work rate's there.
That's improved.
His work rate's there, but I think still one or two times he could pass the ball and he holds onto it and he's like he loves the contact, little quick feet and he's. But for me, he done all right. But I don't know. Done all right.
I think he worked really hard.
Yeah,
he did very hard.
But I think we need more from him personally. I think I would a goal. You should be scoring. Teams like Norwich, he should be burying. A player of his ability, his stature, he should be burying.
But was he any positions or anything where?
But this is the thing. When Mane's not on the pitch, he's the main threat. Don't get Bobby's always there, and obviously you got players from midfield that can score goals. But you look at it on paper, who's going to score Liverpool's goals now? Mane's out.
But,
Salah. So I'm saying he's got to score.
Yeah.
The thing is though, it's difficult for him because Mane still plays like a winger. Salah plays like a striker. He doesn't. He's looking to score before he assists. Not to say that he doesn't assist because he's got a decent record of assists.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
But the mentality is
he's a
slightly
number
different.
9 mentality. Yeah,
sort of thing.
No, I get it.
So I think it's more difficult for him to make an impact because if he's not getting the right service, then he's forcing it and he tries to create it. Whereas Mane seems a little bit more content with trying to cause chaos so that somebody else can get in. Or if he gets on the end of it, that's a plus. But it's creating that initial chaos is his first. He plays more like a winger to me.
Yeah, I just love how Sadio stands a player up. He will face you up one-on-one, and he
does that twitch with his leg.
that twitch. He can beat you, or he can lay it off, and he's quick enough to get back on the end of it. And I think that side of his game is what is better than Salah's, and I think he's so much better at it, which hence why I think personally he's getting more joy this season.
But I think when Mane was out, Salah stepped it up for me personally in about 3 games. Or 2 or 3 games.
Yeah, I agree.
Well,
I think Salah did step up
I agree.
he stood up and was counted and he did help. He did carry us. I think in the 2 or 3 games where Mane was out. I was like, okay, Salah. Southampton game. I liked him in that game. I think there was another game as well where I thought Salah did really well.
It's weird because I think if he went back to being more of a winger, I think he'd probably score more goals. I think he would because his biggest problem is that sometimes he tries to force it a little bit too much. Whereas if he was just playing to create that chaos and maybe get on the end of something when it comes back his way, but I think he would pick up a few more goals.
But is the reason Salah plays more as a striker because that's how Klopp sets us up?
It's possible.
A striker because
it's possible.
When he gets the ball, if you notice, Firmino's not necessarily always in and around the box. We don't have a striker that's Salah's got the ball, Mane's got the ball. There's someone in the middle who's going to be in the box. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he has the least arcs of him going backwards. So
that's tactical. That's definitely tactical. That part of it.
Yeah, so I think maybe in his mind he thinks, like if I don't have to do much to go that way, I've got to do more going the other way, attacking wise. So let me try that bit harder. Going forward, But
these are small gripes, man. We're winning everything. So
no, we're just picking the bones out of what was a positive result. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so that's all we're doing. Do you know what I mean? On the whole, like JR said, you said coming back from a break, it's always tough. Do you know what I mean? Getting back into it, getting back into our rhythm.
Conditions.
Like, the wind is howling. Do you know what I'm saying?
We're definitely a rhythm team.
Yeah, no, definitely. So for given all the factors, I think it was a positive
I personally thought it would be a tough game. I said 2-0.
Yeah,
I think we'd win 2-0.
I genuinely thought it was going to be a tough game.
People, no, we're going to. I said no.
The style of play is
Yeah,
tricky for us.
Credit to Norwich because they made it
Quick
more of a
triangles,
game.
man.
Yeah, more of a game than I thought it should have been, given where we are in the league. But I think you said it earlier, Chris, that their style of play is
Quick triangles, man. It's. I mean, our press wasn't great on the day, as Klopp alluded to, but when you play quick triangles, that's the way to get around a press, and they do it very well. They're
Todd
confident.
Cantwell.
He played well. He played well.
He impressed
He
me.
did
Fell
actually
over
play
one
well.
too many times. He's starting to wind me up a little bit, but he's a good player.
Yeah, but you know what? He got the foul though, didn't he? He got the free kick.
And I think he had a bit of like Arnold gave him a bit of respect. You could see like he had a bit of respect for him.
because he's got a bit of pace.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He's got a bit of pace. I was a bit surprised that Trent had to bust a lung a couple times to catch up with him, But no, credit to Norwich, and it's crazy because I think for me, there's worse teams in the league above them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And the funny thing is, I was having a conversation with a Norwich fan
Burnley,
earlier in
man,
the
they
week.
gotta go, man. Burnley gotta go. Sorry,
I don't mind Burnley.
No,
I don't mind
Burnley
them.
gotta go, man.
And then I said to him,
Palace.
the only reason why you might not stay in the league is because you're a little naive in that.
That's the word I was going to use, naive.
They play a little bit too open. It's don't give me credit to them as long as they're not kicking the lumps out of people, which I give them respect for. But there's certain games where maybe they need to shut it down a little bit, or you know what I mean.
They've got the players to shut it down though.
That's a good point.
Yeah, definitely, man.
That's a good point.
I think coming from the Championship, they've definitely got that low block in them. I think it's just their manager. He's German. He's European. He wants to play that expansive football.
You know what? I'm going to say this year. I don't necessarily think they're going to go down yet.
Do you know what? I'm gonna touch the wood
don't.
for them. I hope they don't. Like I said, in my opinion, there's worse teams to go down. Burnley for me is definitely a team that I would not be sad to see the back
Arsenal ain't too far off, so
Arsenal
I think they're safe now. I think they're safe.
Arsenal for the bants. I love to see Arsenal
no.
go down for the bants. You know what I mean?
Man.
But definitely. I just feel like Burnley been in this league just slumming it, man. Do you know what I mean?
I don't mind Burnley. My team, I can't stand.
I don't like their manager.
Yeah, you don't like his voice. Yeah, Palace for me, I can't stand Crystal Palace. I don't know. I think it's from the 3-3, and their manager. That combined, I can't stand them. So when they go down,
Palace. I don't mind Palace.
no,
Palace fans are all right.
just because they're London, no, I can't stand Palace. I hope they go down. Wow. If you're Palace fans, you look at I said it, go down.
No, I think they stay up. I think they got enough to stay up.
Okay. Well, yeah. What are we? 25 points ahead. Flipping.
Mate, some teams have even got 25 points.
I know, it's mad, isn't it? But
great.
before we finish with the note, I'd like to a big shout out to the sociopath we got in the back, Mr.
Oh,
Allison.
how could I forget?
Mr. Allison.
Thank you, Mr. Hills, for reminding. How could I forget
That
the
guy's calm,
save at 0-0?
Calm.
Wow. Almost.
Was that all right? Let me ask you: was that poor attacking play or great
Both.
goalkeeping?
It was
Both.
both. The guy intimidates
Both.
the hell out of people. It's
Both.
obvious. People always talking about why teams miss like sitters against us. Allison scares the shit out of people. Look at the guy. The guy's out here baptizing people on and off the field.
All black everything.
I'm telling you.
No, the pass that I don't know who it was. He tried
weren't
to play
great.
to Pookie.
We
It
weren't
was
great.
terrible. But it's no. I teach my kids on football. You know what? That you can't make a pass if you're 2 yards apart. And they were literally like standing
to
next
be a
to
little
each
bit wider,
other.
didn't he?
Yeah, just a
Yeah.
little bit wider.
But-
then he puts
yeah.
more on the pass, and then you know what I'm saying. So
What about the pass that got to him though? That was too easy.
Yes.
we were playing a high line, and if you watch it, you see Robertson. He's with him, but as the ball's played, he's like, oh shit, and he steps back up and tries to play him off, and then he's through. But we have been playing the notes.
If there's no pressure on the ball, I said it from the beginning of the season.
Drop.
You can't hold a high line if there's no pressure on the ball.
Yeah, you got to drop. Yeah, you got to drop. I make you right. You're a defender.
Yeah, man.
I've played right back most
Yeah.
of my career.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I agree with you. If there's no pressure on the ball, you know, that's coming in it. So let me just take a couple yards back.
And if you like Robertson got to communicate with I think Van Dijk that a man's coming.
Yeah.
And if you watch it back, I think the recovery runs weren't very great from the defenders. Like
Gomez stops.
Gomez just kind of
Yeah,
gave it up.
stops. Yeah, he gives it up.
Kinda gave it
It's only
up.
Van Dijk that tries to make it back on
On the line, yeah.
It's weird. It's like they got this thing where we're gonna, no matter what, we're gonna beat you. Come on now, stop it. Slow down. Slow your roll.
but-
Come back.
Yeah, but
arrogance-
that's I don't like that
arrogance
though.
is not
I don't
good.
like that
That cockiness
because
is not
if
good.
you have that one day, they might not score down there.
And a big shout out to Bobby, man. A couple of bits of skill in there that was just.
Wait 1 second before you go to Bobby though. When that does go through though, I don't panic. When players
no.
go through, I don't panic
No,
because
neither do I.
Alisson's there. I mean, I just think he's going to save everything.
Yeah.
I mean,
To be fair, yeah.
he's conceded 7 goals all season.
Yeah.
So we played a little game earlier in the WhatsApp group.
Yeah.
What games did he concede those 7 goals in? And it's just in the league. I got 6.
I can't remember which one.
Someone
So
did someone say Brighton because he got sent off?
No, he wasn't. Someone said
I said
Brighton.
Brighton.
Someone said Brighton, but he got sent off in that game, didn't he?
So they didn't score before he got sent off?
No.
Not at
Adrian
Norwich.
was
Against
in
Norwich as well. He got injured. He didn't play it and finish that game.
Okay.
First game of the season.
I can't fit. Villa? Is it Villa?
Yeah, Villa scored against him.
I've got a couple of them written down, so I'll tell you what they are. The 6 that I think anyway.
Yeah, go on.
Villa,
Yep.
United, Wolves,
Yeah.
Spurs,
Yeah.
City,
Yep.
Yeah.
3-1, Palace. I forgot the Palace score.
Yep.
Those are only
And there's
6.
one more, yeah?
There's one more. If you guys know out there, man, drop it in the comments,
Right,
innit?
it's before Gomez
You know
came
what I'm
back.
saying? Or tweet us,
Came
innit?
in.
At South Anfield. So
Yeah.
let us know the 7th one. You know what I mean?
I'm used to
Without
this,
Google, don't Google it, because if you Google it,
Yeah.
it's kind of cheating, innit? It's not worth it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm trying to work that out in my head now.
But anyway, big props to Alisson for that big save. It came at a
telling you, man.
crucial moment. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, like you said as well, Bobby, some great bits of skill in there as
He
well.
done this
His
drag
no-look drag
pass.
was
That just shows the confidence the guy's got going through him. That scoop drag run. It's just rude.
It's
rude.
No, it is.
It's a
I
disrespect.
literally said, no, you are. Send him off.
No.
Send
I
him
said
off.
it. I said it on the last episode. Yeah, I said if I was playing and Bobby did that to me, I think I'd burgle his house or something.
Yeah, so listen,
just,
that's
yeah,
madness. You can't
just
be doing-
because, like,
Lack of respect, bro.
yeah, the disrespect.
And it was before that, he done this. He took the ball out of the sky.
Oh, what a goal that
the
would have
through
been.
ball, that would have been a
If that would have been goal
crazy
of the
goal.
season, that would have been up there with Bergkamp.
Bergkamp,
versus
definitely.
Argentina.
Yep. Defo. These touches just, and he always touched with the outside of his foot.
Yeah.
Chris.
Would his goal have been better than Mane's goal?
Yeah. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
I got somebody asked me if it would have been better than Suarez against Newcastle.
No. No way.
That Suarez against Newcastle was ridiculous.
Suarez,
That was
was it under Norwich as well? He did he took it out of the air. Or was
He
it
ran
just
against
Newcastle?
Norwich. He scored about 50.
Yeah, he scored about at home.
the 4 goals he scored.
Was it 3 or 4 goals?
He
got
scored
that
4
game?
goals in that
Yeah,
game.
where he flipped it over the player and banged it.
Anyway,
it's not-
Bobby Firmino, like you said, it's the confidence
He's,
that's
yeah,
getting
he's,
through his
he's
veins.
confident.
Yeah.
But he's been like that all season. Think about back to the Newcastle 3-1, yeah? He did the touch and then flick.
Drag and flick, yeah.
And then Salah scored.
Yeah.
He's just been doing these little flicks like all season. He's been like, bro.
I watched that so many times. He killed about 4
He
defenders.
done that again. He done that in the Champions League. I think he did something like that. The away leg, the 2-0 last Champions League game. He did something like that in that game as well.
Yeah,
and Mane went through. He did some flick over the defender, and Mane went through.
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
scored.
yeah. Hey, listen, that guy, has got more Brazilian the longer he's been at Liverpool. I think when he first come, I questioned his passport. I
Yeah,
questioned
he
his
has
nationality
gone up.
because I couldn't see any Brazilian in him. But
I think he's always been there because when he was playing for Hoffenheim, he did bits like that. But I think now his confidence is just at the point where it's like, you know what, I'm the boss.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And people, I tell you something now. When you hear me talk about IQ, that guy's the poster boy right there. Look
You
up
open
it.
the book, yeah, it's
I'm
him.
telling you,
Smiling
that
with those
guy,
white
his
teeth.
brain works different from all the. That's what I'm trying to say. People talk about who we can replace or my hypotheticals. For me, Bobby stays right
Can
where he
I
is.
ask a question? I've been thinking about this question. I think it's right now to do it. Out of the front 3, who has been your man this season?
there's only one for me. But I'll let you go, Chris.
For me, it's one. He's also our player of the season, and that's Mane.
It has to be out of the front three. Has to be Mane.
His involvement in winners, whether that's scoring them or making them, or winning penalties, is just he's our
Whole
prime
season,
time
yeah,
player.
yeah.
He's a big time. He's seriously.
Yesterday just backs up what we're saying. I mean, without him, do we get that goal? Do we score?
It wasn't looking like it, to be honest with you. But with our team, you always think that somebody's gonna pop up, but it's usually Mane. He's the guy that pops up. You know what I mean? He seems to be our prime time player this season. So
What about you?
I think definitely Mane, but Firmino's pushing him closer now.
yeah.
Firmino's had a good 6 weeks.
Firmino's my favourite player at the
Yeah,
three.
yeah.
Just because his selflessness,
Yeah.
the work rate, he's a team player all the way, and that's the way I see football.
Yeah, defo.
Do you know what I mean? No disrespect to Mane or Salah in terms of what they contribute to the team, but everybody's got their different ideas about how they like the game played. And for me, Firmino is the.
Yeah.
is
If someone's in a better position, he will always pass it. He won't go for himself.
Yeah.
Where the other 2 probably will shoot.
yeah.
Well,
We know Salah will anyway.
seeing as we're on the subject of the front 3, It's been a lot of speculation about Timo. Do you say, is it Werner? Is that how you
Werner,
say it?
I've kinda heard
Is
it,
it
yeah.
Werner, yeah? Okay.
V's, Wagner.
Yeah.
W's in German is
Yeah.
V's, isn't it?
Okay, Timo Werner, we've been heavily linked with him. Apparently, there's a lot of rumours that the deal's done. Also, in the news this week, we've been linked with Jadon Sancho. I think he's come out and said he wants to leave. Has he said he wants to leave?
No, they
in the
confirmed
summer?
that he's leaving.
Yeah, okay. Dortmund have confirmed that he's leaving.
Yeah, he's
in
leaving.
the summer.
Definitely confirmed.
So we've been heavily linked with him as well. My question to you is, if these two come in the summer, how and where do they fit into our team?
That's a good question. I think Werner would definitely. I think he's the middleman. He would have to go through the middle. I haven't seen enough of him play to be honest. But when I've seen him play, he's kind of be playing through the middle. So for me, he would probably play at the top of the three and maybe drop Bobby back into like a 10 or something like that. That's where I see Werner playing. Sancho, to be fair, I'm not bothered if he comes or he doesn't. I haven't seen enough of him as well. He hasn't done much for me to be raving about him. To be fair, I'm still on the fence. I'm still on the fence about him.
He's a talent, man.
Yeah,
But
he's definitely a talent. But for me personally, my opinion, I still need to see more from him.
I can't see us getting both of us. Both of them. We just don't. We don't operate like that. I mean, I can see Werner because Werner is a Klopp player. He's blueprint.
Yeah,
Apparently he can
100%.
play anywhere across the
Okay.
field.
Yeah, and he's rapid as well. He's deceptively quick. He's got them cute little touches. Him and Naby have got a wicked understanding. You watch them when they play that Leipzig. I kind of want to throw it around. Too much, you know what I mean? But the people need to know.
They're synced in it. They're synced in it.
The t-shirt. I'm waiting for the t-shirts.
Yeah, they're synced.
But,
They're synced.
Yeah, I could definitely see him. Plus his price. His price is what?
59.
55
59.
euros.
Yeah, he's got a release clause that we have to trigger by April. Yeah.
So I can see that Sancho is what, 19? Has he turned 20 yet?
I think he's 19, and I think he would command the fee in the
100
region
plus.
of 100 plus. Yeah.
I'm not having that, man.
I can't see.
He's got bags and bags of potential, and I don't
what
want
does
to
he play there
disrespect him with potential because I think he's
now.
doing it. Okay, it's the Bundesliga, but you can beat what's in front of you, and he has got great decision making, yeah, and he's scoring at the same time, so he knows when to pass, he knows when to shoot, so his numbers add up.
And where have you seen that though? Like, have you watched him? Like,
I haven't personally watched
so
him.
Where do you get that ideology from then?
I haven't personally watched him. I'm just going on what I see on his stats, on his numbers.
But come on, stats is.
I've watched him. He would fit.
Yeah.
He would fit in our team. There's no doubt in my mind he would fit.
Yeah.
However,
What position?
I just don't see it happening unless one of the front three leave.
Okay, so with that in mind, is this a good time to cash in on a Mohamed Salah and bring in a Werner and a Sancho?
I wouldn't.
I can see why they would do it because the FSG are all about. I was going to bring this up later actually, but they're all about analytics, which is using scientific, like mathematical formulas and stuff like that to work out player efficiently.
There was actually a program on BBC Two, and they actually use mathematicians to work out the statistics of the Klopp and his team of. Doing certain things in certain
throw-ins
areas
and all that sort of stuff. Yeah,
all sorts. It was a really good watch for us.
So they will literally be looking at Salah's performance. Say we hypothetically Salah. Yeah. So they'll be looking at his performances,
look at his numbers,
how he's progressed or decreased due to age and all that sort of stuff, and work out how they reckon he might decline over a certain period.
They'll project his kind
projected
of
sort of thing, and they might go. That's the only way I could see it happening. If we were going to sell it, I think we have to sell him, or he's at the club till he's done.
I wouldn't sell. Like, I think someone mentioned in the group about, or I was speaking to somebody else about when Klopp was at Dortmund, he got to a certain stage and he didn't refresh the team, and then when he tried to refresh the team, it was too late. And his last season at Dortmund, it was a bit up and down. It was up and down. So I think he's kind of learned from that, and he's trying to refresh it while you're on top. I think you got and for me that makes sense because if you get comfortable, people work out how you play, and you got to keep putting new pieces in the jigsaw to make people have to think. All right, how do they play now? New people don't really know much about Werner in the Premiership. if he does come. And I think a player of he's what German's main striker,
striker.
someone like that. I think you got to always keep updating your team and pushing the likes of our front three, because you can't just stay with the same players. You've got to keep on evolving.
But that's the thing. I don't think it's just Klopp though. I think the system they have in place with the transfer committee and the analytics and all that. I reckon people come to him. And I think he uses them. I think Klopp's not arrogant like that. I think he uses them, and they will come to him and go, listen, we've projected that in 1.5 years, the side is beginning to decline because So here's a play you might want to start looking at. And Klopp might go, I'm not saying he has to, you'll have the final say, but he'll look at it and go, maybe pull the trigger on that or whatever.
Another thing, well then, Alex Ferguson, he sold some really good players when a lot of us were looking at them and saying they're still in their prime. Why are you selling them?
That's personal for me.
Yeah, do you think so?
Yeah, that was a lot of that was because I think the biggest one is Beckham, right?
Yeah,
and that was because the posh price thing and all that sort of thing, and he was like,
Spice.
nah, I'm not having it. Was it?
Spice.
Was it?
You said posh price.
That girl, anyway. No, I'm sorry, I played. They
distracting him, innit?
the off the field.
Yeah. But the Beckham was the start of it. That's the standard now. Wags this, wags that, social media. That was like the beginning of it back in like 2002, 2003.
But if you notice, none of our players are really mad on that. And that goes back to the whole, that's part of the analytics thing, because you hear them talking about how when they're buying players, they don't just look at talent. They look at their personalities. They look at their Instagram, their social media, if they own it, what kind of people they are. And
all of our players' socials are very business.
Yeah.
Like, you don't really see anything, like, you don't see them going out for some dinner or anything. It's mostly, you look at our players' socials and it's just training pictures, match day pictures, and then it's the promo stuff that they do, like whatever sponsors they have. So they use it quite for business. So our players are quite good on their socials.
Listen, they didn't just get Alisson because he's a good guy. They knew that he was going to come in and baptise everybody. Bring everybody home to Jesus. They knew.
Yeah, trust me.
First baptism.
And
he got rid of Stam as well, and that was personal. So
I heard Stam's got a book out, and he said, I haven't read it
so I think it's players who maybe start getting a bit too. You get one guy in the dressing room who think he's a leader to the point where he can step over the manager and stuff like that. I think.
Yeah, so do you think that was with Stam?
Yeah, I think with all of the players that he got rid of, I don't think it's because they were, you don't get rid of a good players in their prime unless it's a personality issue.
Do you think any player Klopp's that's happened while Klopp's been at Anfield? Do you reckon he's got rid of anyone that maybe could be a bad apple in the change?
Oh yeah,
Sacco is the only notable one.
You know what? Speaking of that, because Sacco's my guy. I thought Sacco would be future Liverpool captain. He was on that kind of wave.
I don't know about captain.
Before he got banned, he was on flames.
I don't know about captain, but I'm with you. Sacco had something about him that I liked, and he was a bit unpredictable at times.
Gangly,
but I think he was a good defender. I think there was a decent defender in him.
I think, like I said, people talk about this monster mentality that we've got, this mad way of thinking. I think certain people will joke about it. I think the clowning around thing, I think Klopp likes a laugh, but he likes people who can know when to do it and when it's
right
business
place,
done. Right, exactly.
Right
and
place,
that when he jumped out in front of him when he's doing that interview, I know it was Curtis.
That was the beginning of the end, didn't it?
Good, Klopp gave him some look when he did it. Yeah,
he was kind of like, okay.
Yeah, that was the beginning of the end for Sacco.
He knew he was good.
But okay, so we're saying not to cash in on Salah. So then, realistically, my question is, Werner and Sancho, if they come, are they going to be happy to be bit part players?
Too good.
He's got to manage it, though, isn't it?
They're too good.
Klopp's going to have to manage it and make them buy into what he's doing. Ferguson did it back in the day with 4 strikers at United, with Sheringham and Solskjaer as the backups, and they bought into it. We're the best team in the world.
I think, like I said, I think Werner, you can maybe swing it. Sancho's English, man. I can't see him coming and just sitting on the bench.
Me neither.
You know what I mean?
I can't see why he would give up first team football at Champions League football at the place where he is now in his career. I mean, he might only be 19, whatever it is.
Yeah.
But he's shit hot at the moment. He's hot property. So
I think he goes United.
Why does he come and sit on the bench? Now, okay, you go United. But if you look at United, and I'm taking my Liverpool hat off and I'm putting my football head on. Why would you go to United? They're struggling to make top 4
because they'll talk to him and say, we're going to do this, this, and this, and they'll pay him 250 bags straight away.
Yep.
But I think he gets 250 bags wherever he goes. I think the money is not.
He
an
might
issue
not get
for
that
him.
at Liverpool because Liverpool are not paying their players. I don't know how we're getting away with it.
But he gets 100. He gets 100 at least anyway. Yeah,
Yeah, definitely
So,
minimum.
and then the thing is, I'm just saying, there's nothing for him at United. United could be where they are for the next 5, 10, 15,
Well, they've
50,
got Oli.
100
What it is,
years.
yeah, I get what you're saying, but
hopefully.
he's a developing player, so.
But
if he's-
well,
if
then
he-
that's
if
even
he-
worse. I have to cut you there. How's he going to develop at United? Who's there at United for him to look at and think, okay, Oli,
Rashford, innit?
Rashford, but Rashford's not even finished yet. He's still a rough diamond. Is Oli that manager? Could you see Oli bringing on
No,
his
I can't.
talents?
Oli is.
He needs to stay there though.
No, yeah.
New contract like
he's not a
Lingard today.
manager.
Is that, do you know?
Lord of the Ring
Absolute
character.
madness.
Mad.
Oli, listen, I hope Oli stays at the wheel for another 100 years because that means Man United won't do well. So personally, Sancho going to United, for me, that's a no-no.
He can't. Well, he probably ain't gonna go City now, and I don't think he'd go back there anyway. I don't think we're gonna drop the 110 or 120 that they can take to buy him. There's not too many places. I mean, Arsenal,
Chelsea.
they ain't spending no money.
But Chelsea just bought the Ajax guy.
I've heard a rumor today that they've opened talks with Sancho people or something like
Would
that.
you feel that one got away if Sancho didn't come?
No, because
No.
I've got such confidence in what we've built, our machine. Nothing phases me. I don't even. Before I doubted at the start of the season when we didn't sign anybody, and I never
Everyone
do that
went
again.
into meltdown, innit?
I never,
There
I
was a
never do that
meltdown.
again. I learned my lesson. I'm not
Yeah.
too proud to hold minds up and
Yeah.
say, fair enough. They knew what they were doing.
Yeah.
So even if we don't get anybody, I'd be slightly concerned because the chance of us having players not getting injured
Yeah.
the next season are unlikely. But you can't doubt these guys now. I mean, I've been screaming FSG and Klopp from day one, and the guys are, you know what I mean? They're proving it.
Yeah, I personally, I don't think Sancho comes to us. I don't think
I
works.
don't.
I can't see it, and I wouldn't be mad if he doesn't come.
No, I
It'd
wouldn't.
be great if he does. I mean, you know, and that's going to give Klopp a big headache. But I just don't see it. I can see Werner coming in because I
I
think
can see that,
Werner's a
totally.
guy who will probably more take the bit part role because we know Klopp doesn't rotate. In the beginning part of the season, he didn't rotate other than through injury.
I think Werner is the perfect sign. He's 22, right?
Yeah,
not sure if he's
I think
young.
he's 22.
22,
Yeah, nice age, man.
quick, dynamic, IQ.
Got sell on.
There you go. He's the perfect. I'm not saying Sancho doesn't, but I think he's another one of that. What's that guy? I can never pronounce his name. Rangnick, the guy at Leipzig. He's part of the Red Bull team.
yeah, I know. Yeah, I can't.
So
say either.
Mane's one of his players. Minamino's one of his players. Haaland and all them boys.
Yeah.
He knows, and they generally. Even Rangnick, he joked about like Klopp likes my players.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he knows they've been schooled in the right way how to play. And I mean,
They got
the
minerals.
tactical intelligence, the work rate, and all that sort of thing is all embedded. So you know what I mean? All Klopp has to come in and give him a 1-2 hug. You know what I mean?
So what if Werner comes in? What happens to Sir Divock?
Divok's weird because Divock.
I hope Divock stays.
I do too.
I hope he stays. I mean,
that bothered.
he's.
I don't. You can't have that attitude towards him. He's like big game player, man. I think.
No, don't
like-
get me wrong. I'm grateful, but you have to understand where we're moving, and this is where people will perceive us as being arrogant, or me anyway. When you return to elite levels, it's the ruthlessness that keeps you there. I was never a Divock Origi fan. I respect his contributions over the last 18 months. He's definitely not a starter. He's a super sub. He plays very well when he's a sub, and I respect what he's done.
But that's why, for that reason, why I hope he stays, because I feel you need quality on the bench, and I feel like if you have your Salahs, Mane's, and Firminos, and then you've got Werner, who's the next in line. Then worst case scenario, someone else has got to come on, and you're bringing on Divock. I'm not mad at that, and I think I've said it before. Over the years, Liverpool's problem is keeping talent on the bench, and whilst Origi is not the best, what he brings when he does come on, and he's capable of a big goal, you need to keep hold of that.
I will say though, I think this point is moot because I think Shaqiri will leave and
I think Origi will
Lallana.
go.
and Origi will stay.
No, I think Origi will go because he was close to going not so long ago.
Not because
no,
of him, though.
No, he was when he went on loan, I think he was gonna be sold that time, but he went on loan and then he came back. I think when he went Wolfsburg, is it? He went Wolfsburg. I think he was going to be
in the
sold.
worst team of the season, innit?
Yeah, he was going to be sold. But then I don't know what happened when we called him back and he came back and we kept him.
I don't
And
I
No
think
one
that was
wanted
down
him.
to us though, rather than him,
yeah.
because even if you hear the players talk about him, I think he's one of them rare characters that is just happy existing. The fact that he gets to play football. I don't think
Did you see what Milner said
That's
about
what
him?
I'm trying to say.
Yeah,
He's chilled to the point where if he goes, I think he's got a relationship with the Liverpool fans and the team and all that. But for him, I think he will think, well, I'm still breathing. I've got tons of money in the bank. It's not like I don't like football. I don't like Liverpool. But it's like he's like I've got a weed drip in his yard or something like that. The guy's calm. You know what I'm saying?
He's calm.
So I don't think it would bother him like that, and I don't think he would choose to leave. And he's the perfect squad player because he's never going to complain.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you. I don't want to see departures. I want to see additions. I want us to build on the squad.
Where?
I think
Apart from up front.
we need to strengthen at left back.
100%.
We need to strengthen at left back because we need cover for Robertson. I mean, we're just saying he plays through the pain. I mean, that's
And
good on him, but it's kind of ridiculous. He should be able to have the time to sort his life out. But
So
cool.
you don't promote Luigi? He's not ready yet?
Not
no,
quite. He
I
needs another
think,
year.
what's his face? Right back. What's his name again?
Williams.
Yeah, I think he's more than likely.
He can whip a ball in, boy.
Yeah, I think he's next in line out of the kids to come up.
Defensively?
Personally, yeah.
What, more than Jones?
Not in defence. Not.
No, yeah, Jones is midfielder, isn't he?
yeah.
Yeah,
Jones is
that's what I'm saying. In
midfielder.
defence, you're talking.
Yeah, in
Alright.
defence. Yeah.
Okay.
I would say centre back, but
The thing is, everyone's talking about centre back, and everyone's saying Lovren go, selling. But
AKA the Barnacle. That guy's
And
hitched on
the
man.
thing is,
I
I've
leaving around. It's his interview.
in the idiot. Do you know? No, do you know? What? Big up to him. That's how he feels, innit?
He believes in his
cool,
sauce,
innit?
innit?
That's
He believes in his
That's
sauce.
it. You got to believe in your product, and that's cool, innit?
Believes
But
in it. Jesus.
the thing is, it's a running joke. Like, obviously, Champions League parade, got Lovren sign my shirt, blah 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 blah. But that aside, I just think he's a great backup centre back to have.
I think I'm torn because I think he's really good for the changing room. I think he's a good character and stuff like that.
Therefore.
My problem with Lovren is not that he's a bad defender, is that he lets me down when I start to believe in him. That's what my irritation is. So it's not like he continually play. He has periods where he plays exceptionally well. And you would rarely hear me say that about Lovren. However, my problem is just when I start to believe in him,
Shrewsbury Town happens.
nutmeg, you know. That's what I'm trying to say.
No,
That was-
but he was just coming back from injury, man.
Nah,
Like him
man.
and Matip,
Hey,
that's
bro,
terrible.
that
bro.
was like old Liverpool.
That
bro.
was the
that
injury.
was the old Liverpool.
I remember
bro.
one game we played where it was the defense had him and Lovren and Moreno in there, man. When I say I was in there, I was watching the television in like the back, this is the prayer position. I was like, Lord, the two dumbest defenders that's ever played in
on the same side as well.
I just don't think that there's better out there when it comes to a third, fourth choice defender.
The funny thing is, like I said, I've had to sort of like retract some of that because I think that when I take the emotion out of it, that's probably the truth. That is
Exactly my point.
It's probably the truth.
Exactly
you know what
my
I
point.
mean? I don't want to admit that.
If there was someone I could say, 100% times better than Lovren, cool. Flipping out.
Full choice.
There's people starting centre backs that ain't as good as Lovren.
Fair.
it's a
That's
pity
a
we
good
haven't
shout.
got like a
Definitely.
youngster to.
No, none of the youngsters are ready. None of the centre backs I've seen play.
There's not one. There's
are
not
ready.
one. I don't think there
They're
is
not
one.
ready.
There's not.
There's
not
that
one.
tall young guy with the ginger hair. I don't think what's his name again? I can't remember his name. We
Oh, the
brought him in.
17-year-old kid.
Yeah.
I can't remember what his name is.
Vanderberg or something
Yeah,
like
that's
that.
it.
Yeah,
No, he's not ready.
No, he's not ready.
He needs another
Hoover,
decade.
maybe.
Huh? No, I don't see any of them.
There's not.
Nah.
Hoover. Is it Hoover?
Yeah, Hoover. Yeah.
Hoover,
like the Dyson.
Hoover? Yeah.
He's more of a right back for me. Defensive, solid right back. Not much going forward, but decent.
That's what I'm
Does a
saying.
job.
So we nothing in the ranks, nothing out in the market.
Yeah, no, like I
He's
said,
gotta
I've had to like moonwalk on that one.
Only
Yeah,
person I wouldn't be sat mad at leaving is Adam Lallana.
And
Captain
Shaqiri.
Cruyff turn, man. I let him come out. They give him the cup.
I want Shaqiri to stay.
So do I.
I want him to stay. I want him to get fit, and I want him to stay.
So do I. The funny thing is, I wouldn't mind Shaqiri staying, but I can see him leaving. I feel sorry for him because everywhere he goes, except Stoke, he ends up being the guy that's like great. Seems like he's great to have around, but never really
The pattern, the same recurring theme, innit, with him.
Yeah.
Like at Bayern.
Same thing.
Kinda
Yeah.
same thing.
Same thing. Yeah. And I think Inter. I think he played a bit at Inter.
Yeah. He was there for like maybe half a season, I think, and then Stoke got him in it.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd like I said, like what you said earlier, for the squad. You know what I mean? So we can look at the bench and go, yeah, we got options. We got, firepower over there. I'd like for him to stay. And Lovren, you can stay too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. See what I'm saying, Lovren?
So
I got your back, my G.
Slimmers,
yeah.
Slimmers,
So when you see me down at the Premier League parade, yeah.
Slimmers.
Hey.
But if you get nutmegged again, you're at the door, son.
Hey, bro, that was like a circus, bro. That was a reality check.
Shit.
That day.
All right. Other big things going on in the world of football. We have to talk about it because it's coming to that time. But we have to talk about Man City and their European ban. Two
cheating bastards.
2 season ban from all UEFA competitions. So for you who don't know, but you should know, that includes the Champions League. So yes, right now they're in the Champions League and they can continue in the Champions League. But from there after that until 2022, no Champions League football.
Question for you guys, based on the back of that. Pete, they're talking about possible Premier League repercussions for their actions.
Well, this is where I wanted to take this.
Okay.
Well, go on. I'll let you carry on.
Okay, so I think the question was asking in the WhatsApp group, how would you feel about being presented with a title based on them being stripped with points or stripped from the title and stuff
Give
like
it
that?
to me.
I said, and you can see by the size of me, put an extra piece of chicken on the plate.
Yep.
I don't care, because if we were robbed, like we got to 97 points. Even if you're not talking about that, you're talking about, I think, the 2013-14.
Can I just say 97 points? There was a graphic the other day and it said like the highest league points of some period of time. That we are actually up there with 97 points. That's crazy.
Yeah,
bro.
bro. The
That's
levels
crazy.
is
When
mad.
they talk about the highest league points, we're up
In
there.
European football?
No,
Or Premier-
I think
Premier?
it was in the Premier
English
League.
football?
Yeah.
Winning
But we
margins.
didn't win it.
Yeah,
we
winning.
didn't. No. Just the highest league tally over a season. We're up there.
There's only been one better.
We're
Two
up
better.
there without even winning
better,
it.
yeah.
Two
Two
better. They're
better,
both
yeah.
City.
Yeah.
So
Crazy
they
in the
are,
history of English football.
If their cheating asses are out the frame, then
So when does it like go back to backdate from?
2012
Till when?
till 2016. Yeah.
But I'm of the opinion that it should include the later years, because it's like doping in athletics. The advantages you gain from taking steroids and stuff like that,
they last.
you know what I mean? And the financial doping that they were, look at the squad.
Well, for the people that don't,
go on.
that don't understand it, Chris, explain what it is City were doing.
So, from what I understand, and like I said, like everybody else, I picked up bits and pieces from everyone else. It wasn't just that they breached financial fair play, because other teams have done that. The problem they have, or is what they've been accused of, and you could say convicted of, is that the evidence they did present to UEFA was doctored. So I think the
Give an example. Of
so what I think the main focus is on Etihad Airlines, their big sponsor.
Yeah.
So during the period in question, which is what
2012, 2016.
Yeah, they were. I think they had a contract, and I might misquote this, but it was rumored to be around 67 million a year. During that time, Etihad was making losses yearly. So, and when you consider the stature of a club like City, it was unlikely that company who were failing were going to give a team who wouldn't give them any tangible benefits from using their name or sponsoring them 67 million. So they're going, UEFA going, hold on a second, mate, what's going on here? It turns out that it looks like actually that the money that was coming from Emirates, or rumored to be coming from Emirates, wasn't actually coming from Emirates, but another source.
It was state, innit?
It was the state. So that's what it looked like they're doing. So previously, I thought they might get the ban sort of overturned, but I think they're screwed, because
It's deep.
it's not like a normal, because everybody, all the English fans are going, oh, what about Barcelona? It's not like that.
it's
It's
deep.
a
It's
different.
very
It's a
deep.
different
It's
thing
very-
to that. So
I heard as well that they paid players a certain amount, and then they was giving them equity to make up for to push that extra
Buying
money,
houses.
buying houses and stuff like that. So it's
payments to family members.
It's very, very deep. Like, it's not just like what you said.
And the
Chris.
irony of that is that recently, I think the financial director or the CEO, I'm not sure what position he holds, was talking about some deal that they had done recently where it was going to bring this and that amount of money into the club. So it looks like it's something that they've been doing where they're trying to manipulate or juice the books in a way that looks like the money's coming organically,
juicing the books.
but really it's
not.
all got one
It's
source, which
laundered,
is
bruv. The state, innit? It's a
Essentially,
state.
it's the
It's a
state.
state. It's definitely the
I've
state.
always said they've been run by a country, but I didn't know they were actually being run by a country. You know what I mean?
So basically now the ramifications of City's actions, obviously UEFA banned them from their competitions for 2 seasons, but it also now spreads to the Premier League, and there's rumour that the Premier League are now looking into things and possibly could strip titles. Points deduction as well is something, punishments starting next season, that's on the table. I think those are the only 2 options to the Premier League at the minute. Whether or not the Premier League are taking action against City is yet remains to be seen.
Yeah.
But on the back of that, if they are stripped of any titles between that time period, that means the 13-14 season, we'd be due a medal, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Yes.
And even further than that, I've read something today which was saying that I think the Premier League changed their rules where they could be pushed back to League 2 or something like that.
Really?
Just recently they changed it.
For anyone that breaks financial fair play.
To the extent that they
that's where they belong, really. Isn't it?
That's the truth. That's your natural habitat.
In League 2, we
Dick off
have...
and go off.
No, jeez.
No, but what? So similar to that, Juventus, same thing happened to them, didn't it?
Juventus was match fixing.
That was.
So what about Rangers then? Rangers was money, wasn't it?
They went into administration.
They went into administration.
That's why they went back. That's why
it was none of. That's why this is unique. This is not like
fair play.
any other situation because nobody's been caught doctoring their books like that.
Fine.
Do you know what I mean? Other teams have stepped over the line and been punished.
Yeah.
And City have been punished before for the financial fair play, but this is unique because nobody's ever been caught trying to give them some dodgy.
But it came out because they got hacked. They got hacked, didn't they?
Yeah,
someone gave the files to the authorities.
It was obtained illegally, the files. But
was he Swedish or German? A hacker.
He's still in pen now, isn't it?
Yeah, and he's sold it. He's then sold that information to a newspaper.
Okay.
And then they've printed something, and then UEFA are going, hang on a second, that looked like. Do you know what I mean? And so they've.
Jeez. But the thing is, it's not a court of law, so how the information was obtained is irrelevant to UEFA, isn't it?
If it's factual, they you know what I mean? It's fact. It doesn't matter where they got it from. If it's fact, it's fact. And I mean, I'm not. Obviously, we can't condone the hacking and all that, but they're cheating. So you know what I mean? Don't complain about it.
The truth needs to be out, man. You know what I mean? The truth will set you free.
Listen. So if they were to be stripped and we were to be given, that was the question. Would you take the titles?
Why
would
would
they
you
feel
not?
cheap?
No, would you not? No, because like I said,
cheated.
if you look at the if we talk about both years, we're talking about 13-14, and we're talking about last year. 13-14 was some of the great.
I don't know if last year it counts. It might be just within 16, that period.
Up to 16.
Because I might just be within that period. I get what you're saying. They've got the advantage. So it's like you cheat at the beginning of a race, and you know what I mean. That's what helps you win it. No, I get it. I get it. But let's just stick to the period of 12 to 16, and that.
Well, we would have won. We were great. We did great things in that. We played some of the best attacking football scene in Europe. We played brilliant stuff, you know what I mean? So why
happily take the medal?
We were cheated. It's not like
they cheated, didn't it? They cheated.
The only reason why fans wouldn't is because of
it's
banter.
Not them. Because it's not them.
Because of banter. Because like maybe some Liverpool fans be afraid of other people going, well, you didn't really win it. And nonsense.
They cheated. If they was second and they was in that position, they'll say, "Come, give it. Come, give me that title."
Listen,
so they're just hypocrites if they say it's a cheap title. It's not a cheap title.
We're gonna get the Champions Wall put up somewhere back here, and then you guys, you haters can see it. We're putting the numbers up there same way.
New numbers.
No fronting.
New numbers.
We're putting them numbers up there same way. There ain't no shame in our game. Listen.
Oh dear.
Yeah, so definitely take it. Like if you're cheating, no matter what it is you're cheating at, even if they it was a different position, they was second and we was third. We'll get runners up. It's the same thing. They cheated.
I'll be honest with you. If we'd finished that season like 25 points behind, like they're gonna do this season.
Shots fired.
I would say we weren't competitive with them, so therefore it doesn't matter. Yeah. In that season, what did we lose by?
2 points. 2 points again.
Come on, man, you cheated. You know what I mean? You cheaters.
You cheated, yeah.
Cheaters.
If you cheat and you get bagged, that's it.
Because potentially whatever signings they made in those windows wouldn't have been able to happen.
De Bruyne, who was it? De Bruyne, Sterling. Throughout that whole period, I can't remember, somebody picked them out. Like De Bruyne, all them guys. Them guys are not.
They wouldn't.
They're not wishy-washy ballers. You know what I mean? These guys are outstanding footballers.
They made the difference to City's title winning season. Okay, well. You take it. Personally, I feel a little bit cheap. Because it's after the fact, you know what I mean? And then I think it would... Obviously, I'm hoping it wouldn't happen like by the end of this season, but it would just feel a little bit like it would... bit degraded, like a bit second-handy, do you know what I mean? Like, you've had it, that you won the medal. And then I have to take it from you.
But
now.
it's the
You know
same.
what I mean?
It's the same. It's the same as like in athletics when people get done for doping and stuff, and like you come fourth, and then the third place person or whoever in the top three gets done for drugs. You think that fourth place person cares, bro? You think they care?
The graft that
you put in, they're delighted to get that medal. If you cheat, you cheat, bro. At the end of the day, like forget. It's not quite. We put that hard work in. Put that hard work in.
That's what I said. Because it was only 2 points, we could have won that.
Yeah,
if
definitely.
you hadn't had that unfair advantage.
And you know what? Why I kind of wanted to get as well. All that Gerrard slipped banter.
It's out the window.
Just gone,
it's gone. It's finished.
Gone.
Because he would actually get a medal.
Yeah,
he would actually get a medal.
Gerrard would get a medal.
Sterling gets to keep his though, because he was a Liverpool player that year, wasn't he? So he'd get to keep his.
Yeah, Raheem, go on, my
exactly. So like all that Gerrard talk, that's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Then all them mems stop dead. You look
exactly, slip right into a medal. That's why you're slipping to you. Talking about
but you know what? I don't think Sacco should have passed in the ball there. To be fair.
Let's not go there. Listen, time is running out, so let's just quickly. Next game is Atletico Madrid away in the Champions Champions League first. As we know, Atletico, tough team, well drilled.
Yeah.
What are your predictions for that game?
It depends
JR?
for me, like what their lineup is and who's injured. And if they're at full strength, which I've heard they've got a few players out.
Well, I heard last night it was only Morata that was out.
No, they had about 7 players out. João Felix is out. Trippier, not that shit matters, or Morata for that matter.
Do you know what? To be honest with you, I heard Trippier's doing all right out there, you know.
But it's Trippier though.
All right, cool.
Trippier.
I think I can see a draw. We always find it like and I could see 0-0 or 1-1.
I'd rather a 1-1
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, take it 1-1.
100%. But funny enough, I would rather play the second leg away.
Would you?
Yeah. The last couple of years, we've been away second leg quite a lot. And I think I prefer to play second leg away. Because if that first game, you don't get the job done and it's tight, that away goal is a killer. So for me, I think it will be a close game, 0-0 or 1-1.
I see what you're saying, because we play the second leg at home and we haven't. Say if it's a 0-0, then we are shaky, because even though you back us on a European night at Anfield, if that one goal and then you got to get 2 more and all of that.
And they defend, they defend like demons, bro.
Yeah, they do. They're the best. Probably one of the best. Defensive teams
so
of our time.
they're one team you don't really want to be going back home.
I get that, but I don't think they're used to playing a team who attacks like us. We're literally jack of all trades and master of all of them.
Rotted.
No, seriously, look at the way we play. We attack. We will use any means. We're scoring goals from throw-ins. We're doing everything. We're literally. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think they're used to that. I'm not saying they're not a tricky prospect, because Simeone teams are like grimy. Do you know what I mean? They're hard teams to beat. But for me, I get more nervous when teams have players out. I like playing their full teams, because I think that's when everybody's switched on. And we go do them when they got everybody, and there's no excuses.
So what's your prediction?
I'm shit at predictions, man. But I would say 2 or 3-0 to Liverpool.
Okay.
Whoa.
I'm going draw like JR, but I'm going 1-1. I'm going 1-1.
The reason why I say that is because they're not great going forward.
Yeah. No, I believe that. I just feel like, but their backyard, I just feel like they'll score 1-1. But as always, Champions League's not my. I just think
we're in the mode we're in. Machine, professional Liverpool. I think we'll just go in there and play.
Wouldn't expect anything less from a Klopp team, boys. Hey, time is up, man. I mean,
I question can people still join the WhatsApp group?
Of course you can, man. If you want to join the WhatsApp group, just send us a message on Instagram, Anfield_South1, or tweet us at South Anfield. Drop us a DM. Drop us your number. We'll add you into the WhatsApp group. It's still thriving. It's doing very well, man. It gets a bit crazy on match days, but yeah, feel free to join us, man. You know what I'm saying? Jump on.
Yeah,
but anyway, boys,
it's
been emotional as always, man. I'm saying I've been your boy Slim as always. And
Chris was here and enjoyed it. I like the new digs.
Hey, listen, these new digs are. Hey, listen, if you're listening, go on YouTube and see the new digs.
Yeah. And while you're there, like, comment, share, subscribe. Come on.
Simples. So I'm JR signing out. I'll be back very soon. All right, I'll be back very, very soon.
All right. Until the next time, people. We out.
Peace.